In other words, some syllables, some endings are always going to be long. For example, a verb ending like wouldn't, by the two consonant rule, that's always long by nature, so you've got no choice about it. But a verb ending, it, that is, in practice, that is ambiguous. It is, of course, short by nature, but if you follow it by consonant, you can make it very easily long by position. So, if the next word starts with a consonant, by the two consonant rule, that is therefore a long syllable. And that is the only way that many words will fit in examples. I mean, a common verb like eccidit is by nature three shorts. So it is necessary to follow it with a consonant in order to lengthen that final syllable. So you're always looking at words in the context of what's next to them. You're never just concerned with the word itself. And you need to be thinking of that. I mean, one of the most common mistakes, and we'll talk later on in the day about what's liable to go wrong and how to fix it. And I'm sure you'll find when you sort of start practicing that these things will go wrong and we'll just fix them. That's the way it's done. Very often the sort of mistakes people make come from not looking at the next word. You get the word you want right, but if the length of its final syllable is altered very often by what follows, and you need to be getting that right. By the way, I mean, if you want it to be lengthened, you need to have the consonant following it. If you need to keep it short, you need to make sure you have a vowel following it to do so. So, either way, but obviously, if you're going to use eccidit, then we must have a consonant following it. It works differently naturally for different words. So, a word like eccidit is anapestic. That is naturally going to go, well, it can go, but it goes very easily either before or after the caesura. I use that sort of wavy line for a caesura. Before the caesura, so that's the beginning of the third foot, that's the end of the second. That's a very natural spot for it. Similarly, just after the caesura, if that's the third foot, end of the third foot, beginning of the fourth, that's a very natural spot for it. Because we're leaving sensible gaps to put other things in. For example, if that's our third foot, that's our fourth foot, we've then, say, got a word like that between the fourth and fifth foot and the three sort of word at the end. That would be a very natural, sort of smooth structure at the end of our example. We've left ourselves no awkward gaps, and the whole thing is going to run quite smoothly. So that's what we're thinking about. When you're thinking about your basic sentence structure, subject, verb, object, you need to think about where in the line those words are going to go most naturally. And again, don't be too fixed about it, but you can try them in several different places. But the longer they are, the more likely it is that there's really only one place they'll sensibly go. And in that case, stick them in there first, and then work around them. So those are the two basic principles, I think, of how to start. Clear sentence structure, putting words in their sensible places, and look at the end of the line first. So if the basic words you want to use, if one or two of them are going to go at the end of the line, then you have to do that first. If none of them do go at the end of the line, then the next thing to think about is, what are we going to have at the end? Well, obviously it'll have to be something rubbish, won't it? So, and adjectives and this latest other stuff, but that's perfectly legal, of course, no problem with having adjectives towards the end. But we've got to think about what it's going to be and how we make it all work. So, end first and crucial elements first, I think, is my main bit of advice to start with. Okay, muses, now it's your turn, I think, to suggest some ideas, and then we'll kick off. Yes, I don't think, well, obviously, other bits of advice on basic technique will come to as we get along, I think. Okay, is all of this reasonably clear to everybody? Yep, and no major queries about any of this? Okay, I'll remove it from the board and then we'll endeavour to do our first demonstration. So let's have some ideas for poetry. Okay.
Well, you might have a rather Horatian theme about why a barn is a good place to write poetry.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so yes, and kind enough to write down all these ideas. So I'll be rubbing them off the board once we've chosen our first topic. But there, we'll keep over these ideas. Heat. Heat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I wrote my little poem about that in Kentucky. It's a big sort of topic that does appeal to some. Okay, so a few more ideas. Arrival, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, actually, as we'll find during the week, absolutely all sorts of things will do the perfect. Often little personal things like that really make excellent subjects. So yeah, you may be doing recently, but I doubt there's a single one of us who hasn't been coffee at night and sort of had a sort of sleep difficulties. So, okay, do you want to do this? Yeah, well, yes, yeah, we were having a melon this morning, which is described as a honey rock melon, wasn't it? And it doesn't taste of honey, and it's not like a rock. I mean, otherwise, the script is ideal. Okay, one or two more.
Well, there's a nice tree out here, elm, I think, almost. There's a pocket of tent caterpillars on the very edge of it, and the ADOX sense of the tent caterpillars, because they can strip a whole tree.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah, that's it. That's very interesting. I mean, I think all of these, we'll keep a note of them, and we'll maybe pursue some of them over the week, even if we don't know who so instantly. So, okay,
speaking of the tree, about the waving of the leaves, so the movement.
well, yeah, sure. And obviously that could be combined with the other one, depending on how long we're going on. Well, one more spot on the board. Final idea for something?
Outhouse.
It's straight to this outhouse. Better not be too rude about it, have we? Yeah. Picture of outhouse words. Okay, well, given that we are in a democracy, well, I'm from one of the world's old democracies, and you're living in one, so we're pretty democratic about this around here. Quite like the United States Senate, and some voting's a bit more honest in this house. We're going to take a vote. You're allowed to vote more than one, so just stick your hand up for any ideas that interest you, either just one or more than one, not as you wish. We'll take a vote, and then we'll start off with the most popular one. But we won't forget the others. Obviously, Gina's got a note of them. Other people drop down these sort of communal ideas as well as more ideas of your own. We'll have some things to think about if we're lacking inspiration later on. Okay, so let's stick up your hand if you like the idea. What about the first idea of Barn as the venue? Okay, I'll have to count these hands, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's pretty popular. Okay. Right, what about sort of heat and hot weather as a topic? That it? We have to endure it so much. We don't see what I'm about. Oh yeah, well, quite. It could be a whole series of heat poems, couldn't it? Sort of spreading out over the week. Okay, the issue of arriving, some of the arrival as a topic. Okay. Coffee at night. 1, 2, 3. Okay, not the most popular right now, but it's a good subject, I think. So, well, I'm sure people will want this. This could be a mock epic, couldn't it? What do I have in mind for getting around that? Just the melon search.